Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, who is enjoyer of everything and is beyond the perception of material senses. He certainly took advice from Brahmanas who were faithful devotees of the Lord. Thus he ruled the planet Earth without difficulty. But as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Oktaram yagya tapsam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhida sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shanti mrichati. People are very much anxious to live in peace and prosperity in this material world. Here in Bhagavad Gita, the peace formula is given personally by Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everyone should understand that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the ultimate proprietor of all planets and is therefore enjoyer of all activities, political, social, cultural, religious, economic, and so on. The Lord has given perfect advice in Bhagavad Gita, and Amrish Maharaj is the ideal executive head, ruled the entire world as Vaishnava. Taking advice from Vaishnava Brahmanas, the Shastras enjoin that even though a Brahmana may be well versed in occupational Brahminical duties and may be very learned in Vedic knowledge, he cannot give advice as Guru until he is a Vaishnava. Satkarma nipno vipro mantra tantra visharada avaishno guru nasyat vaishnav swapacho guru. Therefore, as indicated here by the words tan nishtha vipra bhihitaha, Maharaj Amrish took advice from Brahmanas who were pure devotees of the Lord. For ordinary Brahmanas who were merely learned scholars or expert in performing ritualistic ceremonies are not competent to give advice. In modern times, there are legislative assemblies whose members are authorized to make laws for the welfare of the state. But according to this description of kingdom of Maharaj Amrish, the country or the world should be ruled by a chief executive whose advisors are all devotee Brahmanas. Such advisors or members of legislative assembly should not be professional politicians, nor should they be selected by ignorant public. Rather, they should be appointed by king. When the king, the executive head of the state, is a devotee and he follows the instruction of devotee Brahmanas in ruling the country, everyone will be peaceful and prosperous. The king and his advisors are perfect devotees. Nothing can be wrong in the state. When the king and his advisor are perfect devotees, nothing can be wrong in the state. All citizens should become devotees of the Lord, and then their good character will automatically follow. Yasyati bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarver gunes tatra samasate sura harer abhaktasya kuto mahatguna manorathena sati dhavato bahi. One who has unflinching devotion for the personality of Godhead has all the good qualities of the demigods. But one who is not a devotee of the Lord has only material qualification, and that are of little value. This is because he is hovering on the mental plane and is certain to be attracted by glaring material energy. Citizens under the guidance of Krishna conscious king will become devotees, and then there will be no need to enact new laws every day to reform the ways of life in the state. If the citizens are trained to become devotees, they will automatically become peaceful and honest. If they are guided by devoted king advised by the devotees, the state will not be in the material world, but in spiritual world. All the states of the world should therefore follow the ideal of rule and administration of Maharaj Amrish as described here. Om Ajnantamidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganar Gunatham Amsajivam Savadetam Savadutam Parijam Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamcha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavandu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kantanam Sute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwahanusute Devi Pranamami Hariye Vancha Kalpatarubhyacha Kripa Sindhubhaiva Cha Patithana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Veshamharine Hukum karoti vasalam pangam nagayate ki kripaatadaham vande Shri Guru Dinataram. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to our morning Bhagavatam class. And before I proceed, before I open my mouth, I would like to beg your mercy so that whatever I speak, it is for my own purification and for the pleasure of the devotees like you who have kindly assembled here. So today is very auspicious day of disappearance of Govind Ghosh. He is one of the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it is mentioned in Gaur Ganush Desh Deepika. Gaur Ganush Desh Deepika is written by Kavi Karnapur. It is a very small book written by Kavi Karnapur. It mentioned that who all personalities were there in Gaur Lila. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, not only he came with his own, like Krishna doesn't came with only his associate. He came with associate of Ram Lila also, Narsingh Lila also, and other avatars also. So all the associates of different incarnation of the Lord came in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Lila, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Lila is so sweet that everybody wants to relish that Lila. So Kavi Karnapur did this very wonderful task of letting us know who all they were all. So it is mentioned in Kalavati Rasa Ullas Gunatunga Braje Sthita Shri Vishakha Kritam Gitam Gayanti Samadhi Ye Mata Govind Madhavananda Vasudev Yatha Karmam. Govind, Madhav and Vasudev were three gopis in Braj, namely Kalavati, Rasa Ullas and Gunatunga, who used to sing the song composed by Vishakha. So under the guidance of Vishakha Devi, who used to write songs for the pleasure of Shri Radha and Krishna, there were three special gopis, Kalavati, Rasa Ullas and Gunatunga, who incarnated as Govind, Madhav and Vasudev Ghosh. They are three brothers from Bengal, and they were specially known for their very sweet singing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, गोविंद माधव वासुदेव तीन भाई ये सवार कीर्तने नाचे चैतन्य निताई. As soon as Govind, Madhav or Vasudev, any of them or all three of them start singing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they cannot stop themselves. They start dancing. Prabhur Agya Nityanand Gode Chalila Tanara Sange Tina Jana Prabhu Agya Aila. By the order of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, three devotees accompanied Lord Nityananda Prabhu when he returned to Bengal to preach. So every year there was a custom at the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, at the age of 24 he took sannyas. So now he cannot live at his own home in Bengal or near that place. So originally he wanted to go to Vrindavan, but as when mother says something, so son has to follow. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mother requested him to kindly do not go to Vrindavan, go to Jagannath Puri, because Jagannath Puri and Navdeep are like two rooms of the same house. So because devotees were going too much to and fro, like throughout the year, devotees were going from Navdeep to Jagannath Puri and Jagannath Puri to Navdeep. So her desire was that she will get the news of her son. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shifted to Jagannath Puri, and all the devotees of Navdeep, they used to feel so much separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what they used to do, every year, for 4 months, They used to leave everything, their occupation, their jobs and businesses and everything, and the whole devotee community travel by foot and by bullock cart from Navdeep to Jagannath Puri. It is around 800 kilometers. They travel with all the food stuff. The whole families. It's not that one or two devotees are going. Everybody. Every year they used to travel from Navdeep to Jagannath Puri, spend some time in Jagannath Puri with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, attend Jagannath Rath Yatra and all the other festivals, and then come back. This whole pilgrimage take 4 months. So for 12 out of one year out of 12 months, 4 months for vacations. So and these three brothers, Vasudev, Govind, and Madhav, they also accompany every year Nityananda Prabhu for this pilgrimage. But they could not reside in Jagannath Puri because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered them to go back and preach. Ramadasa, Madhav or Vasudeva Ghosh, Prabhu Sange Rahe Govind Paya Santosh. These three were Ramadas, Madhav Ghosh, Vasudev Ghosh. Govind Ghosh, however, remained with Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri and thus felt great satisfaction. For some time, Govind Ghosh was allowed to stay with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but others, they were sent back. And it is mentioned about Govind Ghosh that one time he was taking bath in a river, and while he was taking bath in Navdeep, so one log of wood stuck at his back. He just just removed that log of wood to the bank of the river and came back home. And in that night he had this dream. The Lord Krishna appeared in his dream and ordered him that tomorrow that wood of log, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come tomorrow and present him this log of wood. And when next day when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, so he presented him this big log of wood. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him that this is very special wood. You have to carve out the deities of Gopinath out of it. And he follow the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that was his presiding deities at his home, Gopinath ji. And by the orders of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he entered into Grahastha ashram. Actually, one time what happened that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Govind Ghosh was traveling, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, "Do you have something to eat?" Haritaki. Haritaki is a special. It's a kind of a herb used for digestion. You heard this thing Hajmola? You might have heard those who went to India. Hajmola is also a kind of a tablet for digestion. If you have eaten something or your stomach is a little upset, we have upstairs also. You can taste it.
Yeah, you gave me something.
Yes.
Really spicy.
Yes, it's really spicy but good for so after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wherever he went, devotees were asking him to come for lunch, come to our place for lunch. This is the custom of the Grahasthas that they must invite devotees at their place for lunch. Whatever they have, it's not that they have to offer very opulent.
Especially you, brahmachari.
Not brahmachari, sannyasis. Brahmacharis can come with sannyasis if they are allowed to. But especially sannyasi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also sannyasi. So this is how Grahastha purified their homes by inviting sannyasis at their home, offer them food cooked, prasadam cooked at their home, do the foot bathing ceremony at their home, use that water from foot bathing ceremonies to purify their home as well as their family members, and take the remnants of their food and listen from instructions from the spiritual master or from the sannyasis who have visited their home. So that's the custom for the Grahasthas. So one time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to a place and took prasadam, and now he asked for some haritaki. So Govind Ghosh, went far and wide to search for this haritaki. He didn't have this haritaki, this herb with him. So it took him a little time, and when he came back, presented this haritaki to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased. He asked him how where were you? It took you so long. So he said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I went place to place to search for this thing. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased. Next day again somebody invited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and again Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked for Haritaki. And this time what Govind Ghosh was doing, what he did last day, he kept something for the next day, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu might ask again. So better what we do, I will keep something. And as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that he has kept something for the next day, he asked, better you get married. So this is the principle. Like, if you want to accumulate, better be a grasta, because for them it is necessary for plan for the future. Grastas, they have their duties of taking care of their family, because they are the one who has to deal with money. And this is the nature of money, Lakshmi Devi, that he is very chanchal. Chanchal means, how to say chanchal in English?
Unstable.
She is very frivolous, so to say, that she doesn't stay at one place for so long. So Grastas, they are one of the duties to be to plan for the future, that they must have some Lakshmi for future planning, to take care of their family, children. Like children will grow up, so they need money for their college and everything, for education and all those things. So Grastas are allowed to accumulate, but those who are in the renounced order of life, Brahmacharis and Grastas, they must have their drawers, almiras empty. There should not be Mahaprasad in their drawers. Yesterday's Mahaprasad or some food stuff. But they are allowed for the preaching work. If it is for preaching, so you can accumulate prasadam, and it is necessary. Like, every principle has a understanding behind it. So if you want to keep, if you want to do preaching, you need some, not every time things can be made. So for preaching, accumulation is allowed, but not for other things. So by the orders of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Govind Ghosh came back to Navdeep and he entered into Grasta ashram, and he had a very nice son also. But by the will of the providence, what happened? Like, his wife and son both died in a very early age. His son died in a very early age, and he becomes so heartbroken by the death of his by leaving of his son, that he stopped offering to Lord Gopinath also. He becomes so heartbroken. So Lord Gopinath came in the dream of Govind Ghosh and asked him, if your one son has died, why you are starving your other son? Why you are not giving food to me? Offer me bhoga every day. So he asked Lord Gopinath, his deity, that I'm so heartbroken, because I have heard that after the death of the father, the son is supposed to do Pindadan, the Shad ceremony. So now who will do my Shad ceremony? There is no, I don't have any son. So who will do my Shad ceremony? So Lord Gopinath told him that, don't worry about it. I will do your Shad ceremony, but please give me offering. So today also, those deities, I don't know where they are, I could not search out, but it is mentioned that like today, Krishna Trayodashi of month of Chaitra, whenever there is the disappearance day of Govind Ghosh, on that day Gopinath is dressed in white garments, in the garments in which he do the Shad ceremony for Govind Ghosh. And one more thing I would like to add here. And when somebody takes sannyas, so one of the ceremonies or one of the rituals that he do during the sannyas ceremony, you have seen any sannyas ceremony in video, in YouTube? So what a sannyasi do, it's like a social suicide. He do his own pindadan also. Because now his son might, his son don't know whether he is alive or not. It's his duty of sannyasi to just roam around and preach. Sannyasi cannot just stay at one place. So what he do, he does not depend upon his son for the Shad ceremony. At the time of sannyas, he do his Shad ceremony himself. He just burn. You might have seen in the when somebody has taken sannyas, so or you can see on YouTube also that what he do, he burn all his clothes also when he takes sannyas, all his brahmachari or whatever he is grasta clothes, he just burn them in that fire. It's like giving it's like burning his body at the time of death. Now his body is burned. He has done the shad ceremony of himself, and now he is socially dead, and he can roam around the world and preach. And the glorious death of a sannyasi would be nobody know where he died. He was just preaching on the planet, on the face of planet Earth, and he died somewhere. And all his all the rituals for his death has already been done. So that's how it is mentioned in Bhagavatam also. That's how Dhritarashtra also died. He left his place, and he nobody knew where he died. Dhritarashtra. Although he was not sannyasi, but he left home. It was his duty that he left home at the end of his life, and so that's what is ideal situation. Now coming back to our this is Govind Ghosh. What I read about Govind Ghosh. Govind Ghosh Tirubhav Tithi Mahamotsav ki. Especially we can as we have heard that Vaishnavas are very merciful upon their appearance day and disappearance day. So especially we can pray to Lord to Govind Ghosh for his blessing, so that we can also sing for the pleasure of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for the pleasure of the devotee of his devotees. Most of the time when we sing, what I am going to say, it's personally for me. I'm not pointing to anybody else. So most of the time, those of us who are good singers or know something about singing, we have this habit that because when you have some talent, it might come with some pride also, that I am a special one. I can sing. When I will sing, people will dance, or people will like me, people will praise me, and it is also it is kind of a one of the limbs of devotional service which attracts attention of so many people if you are a very good singer. So always we must always remember that what we are doing, it's for especially when we are singing, it is for the pleasure of Krishna. And I have read in one of the statements of Srila Prabhupada also, one time one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, I think he wrote a letter that when we chant on the street, nobody pay attention to us. They do not like our singing. So Srila Prabhupada replied him that you don't worry about. We are not there to please the public. We are there to please the Lordships. If Krishna is pleased, Krishna is there in the heart of those people also. So they will direct them towards you. So whenever you sing for the pleasure of Shri Radha and Krishna, for the pleasure of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we can pray like that to Shri Govind Ghosh, especially, so that whenever we sing, we can sing for the pleasure of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so today's shloka for the day, and as we know that this is the chapter name is the name of the chapter, Amrish Maharaj offended by Durvasa Muni. So just in the previous shlokas yesterday, His Grace Her Grace Priya Rani Mataji, she recited those shlokas, Savai Mana Krishna Padaravinda. So it is mentioned that how we can utilize all our limbs in the service of Krishna. Your head in bowing down for Krishna, your words in praising Krishna, your nose in smelling the tulsi offered to Krishna, your ears in listening about Krishna, your feet in walking towards the temple of Krishna. So here this prasang of Amrish Maharaj, it presents us a very glorious example of how a devotee should be, despite being on such a high position. Amrish Maharaj was the king of the whole earth, and such kings who are great devotees, they are called Raj Rishi. Raj Rishi means they are Raja plus Rishi. Raja means king. They were king as well as they are rishi. Like it's like they have mode of passion to rule over kingdom also, but they have mode of goodness also, like a rishi. And they were, as it is mentioned in the purport also, that they were always guided by great brahmanas who were devotees of the Lord. So it is also one of the leadership traits, that a leader is not autocrat. Autocrat means he just do what he thinks is right. Rather, he always take advice of his ministers, his the minister who are devotee brahmanas. Even we can see in the times of Mughal Empire also, all the Mughals have great great advisors. Like Akbar have nine Hindu advisor, Tansen, Birbal, all those people, because they cannot trust their own son and relatives. Every one of them just kill their brothers and and cage their father to become the king. That's how they ruled. So they could not trust them, but they could trust the brahmanas. So they always have brahmanas as their own advisor. Even the Nawab Hussain Shah, he could not trust any other person, but he used to trust Roop and Sanatan Goswami, Sakar Malik and the Veer Khas, because they know they are especially intelligent and right for this job. So these kings were called Raj Rishi because they were king as well as they are Rishi in their temperament. So they can rule the earth nicely. And especially it is mentioned also in the purport that not only they are meant to become good devotees also, but it is responsibility of a king also to become to make his praja, his audience into great into devotee of the Lord. His policy should be like that. Actually, it is mentioned that 1/6 of the karma of the how you say population of the kingdom has to be taken by the king. So those who are leader of today, prime minister, mayor, or anybody, those who have choose this this responsibility has a great risk at their life also, that they have to take 1/6 of the karma. So that's why one time Prabhupada was asked, when Hare Krishna movement was become very popular in America. So one of the reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, would you like to be president of United States of America? Srila Prabhupada replied, no, I don't want to, but I would like to be guru of the president of United States of America. I don't want to become president of America. And also one time, you heard Badrinath. Anybody know Badrinath Maharaj?
Yes.
He's very nice, very nice and pakka devotee of the Prabhupada disciple. He used to share so many stories of Srila Prabhupada. And he joined very young. He joined at the age of 16, and he was a temple president by the age 16 and a half. One of the youngest temple presidents in our movement. So one time when he was around 19 or 20, he was with Srila Prabhupada and on the morning walk, and he asked Srila Prabhupada, what it likes to be a president in your movement, Srila Prabhupada. And he was, a little puffed up. He was sharing himself this thing. So he asked Srila Prabhupada this question, so that he wanted to listen that, Srila Prabhupada would say, you are one of the army generals in the army of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are doing a very important role, keep it up, something like that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, Srila Prabhupada replied, if anything goes wrong, that's the fault of temple president. So he got shocked. So then Srila Prabhupada elaborated on it that, being on a position of leadership, it's a great responsibility. Now you are servant of all those who are under you. It's not a position to enjoy or it's not a position to be proud of. It's a great responsibility. Now Krishna has given you a bigger responsibility. Like we all know that Krishna is more pleased when we worship his devotee, when we serve his devotees. So being on a leadership position, You know, especially, it's a great chance to become more dear to Krishna. And Krishna only give such responsibility to his, his responsible and dear devotee to take care of his own devotees. So it's a great chance to please Krishna more and more by pleasing the devotees. And as we all know, it's not easy to become a leader. And those who, as it happens, like it's always there is somebody who doesn't like your ways of doing. So, but as a leader, we must try to at least be transparent in our act, in our act, that what we are doing. And we always those who are on the leadership position must have this feeling in the heart that I am doing it. I am the servant of the servant. They are these devotees who has been who are there in my care. They are the very dear devotees of the Lord, and I have to take care of them. The more I will take care of them, Krishna will be pleased with me. So similarly, whatever responsibility we are playing, we might be husband, we might be Sankirtan leader, we might be temple commander, we might be whatever we are. If some position has been given to us, so it is given to us by Krishna for a special purpose, for pleasing the devotees. So we are doing it on behalf of Krishna. We are doing it on behalf of Guru, because this is the mission of Guru and Krishna, to take care of of the devotees, and they have appointed us for these services. So we are doing it on their behalf. We must have this this feeling in our heart, and that's how also, and whatever things they have given us also, possessions they have given, Krishna has provided us also. We all know that we brought nothing to this material world. We came naked also, and we are going to die also naked. We are not going to take even a straw from this world to the next world. So whatever we have accumulated is given by Krishna for the usage. So that's why I have seen devotees writing their names with ICO. You have seen this? ICO. Generally in India, devotee write, if you have, like, you have a book, your Bhagavad Gita, and you have to write your name. So they write like ICO, or the full form is in care of. That this thing is in my care. It doesn't belong to me. It is given to Krishna, given by Krishna to me, and I have to take care of it. At times it is like devotees make fun of other devotees in the bad care of, in the ignorant care of, not in the care of. So whatever has been given to us, even our bodies are given by Krishna. It is in our care. We have to take care of our bodies, and if it is required to do exercise and to take care of the body, it is okay to do it, because we have to. This body is given by Krishna for his services. It is not for our usage, our personal usage, or for our sense gratification. Similar incident happened mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Sanatana Goswami has this disease of leprosy. He drank some bad water from some pond while coming from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri, and on all over his body there were so many sores, and pus was coming out of those sores. So he thought, like, this body is useless. Better what I will do, I will commit suicide. I will jump in front of Lord Jagannath's cart, and I will commit suicide. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, he get to know about it. He chastised Sanatana Goswami that, what do you think? This body is yours? No, this body is mine. I have given you this body for my services. So do not think of it like you will. You can give away this body. So similarly, whatever we have in our possession also, we must use it in the service of Krishna. Similarly, here Amrish Maharaj, whatever position he get, whatever possessions he get, he's using in the service of Krishna under the expert guidance of the Brahmanas. And because he under the expert guidance of devotee Brahmanas, not only Brahmanas, devotee Brahmanas. And because he follow those devotees Brahmana, he passed through that test of Durvasa Rishi also. We will read, we will heard about the incident, how Durvasa Muni got offended, although it was not mistake of Amrish Maharaj. He did nothing. He just followed the advice of Brahmanas. So, and he got offended by Durvasa Rishi got offended by Amrish Maharaj, and in the end, who came out victorious? Amrish Maharaj. And despite that, he was not puffed up of that. Okay, now Durvasa Rishi, I have defeated Durvasa Rishi. He was very humble at that time, and because he has this kind of attitude, despite being on the superior position, despite favored by Lord Vishnu, despite being victorious in front of Durvasa Rishi, he was humble, and because of his such attitude, Lord Ram took birth in his dynasty. So that's how Lord is pleased with somebody by our humble behavior, by our devotee behavior. So we can learn from his example, from all these examples of Govind Ghosh and Amrish Maharaj, that how we should conduct our life. This whole Srimad Bhagavatam is nothing but the case study of the devotees, how they behaved in certain situations. And these all situations, we face in our day-to-day lives also. So that's why it is very necessary to read Srimad Bhagavatam daily, to hear Srimad Bhagavatam daily, so that what we will heard from Srimad Bhagavatam, we can apply it in our daily life also, and try to inculcate those values, those qualities of these devotees in our own life also, and become successful in our own life also. So these are my thoughts on this subject matter. So if anybody has any question, correction, comment, kindly do.
What if as a leader or as a in charge or in care, you are doing your best but still got blamed?
Yes, it is there. One example I know from there is a sannyasi in our movement. His name is Bhakti Yoga Maharaj, and he is vice president of Vrindavan temple. And if you know Vrindavan temple, Vrindavan temple has a history of coup of devotees not following leadership and everything, because wherever there is strong presence of Krishna, there will be strong presence of Maya also. So Vrindavan temple is one of the temples which is very, very, very difficult to manage. And Bhakti Yoga Maharaj, who was vice president of that temple at one point of time, so at times he has to take decision like firing people also. That you are, because he caught somebody stealing from temple or doing some mischief or doing wrong things at temple, so he has to fire them also. And after firing them, after making them leave temple, he personally go to that person and offer his obeisances by like full dandavat obeisances to that person, being in a sannyas ashram also, and ask for his forgiveness, that because of my duty as a vice president, I have to take that decision. But it is not me who has has any bad feeling about you or any ill feeling about you. So our demeanor should be humble. We must as it is material world, you cannot please everybody. There will be somebody who will get upset with your action. But at the very same time, our demeanor, our attitude should be like that. We try to remain as humble as we can, to let them know that it is not that I personally have a grudge on you. It is because of my duty as this, because of my position, I am forced to take this decision. So do your best. Krishna also knows who is right, who is wrong.
But while being practical and honest, if that's not our level.
Why it is not? Being humble is always our level.
No, I mean maybe I'm not like Vishnu Maharaj, not on this particular level to be so.
But you can become humble. You can pay obeisances. You can beg for the mercy of that devotee. For that we have to leave our ego. It is very difficult to say sorry for every all of us. It is very difficult. But that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants us to be. Tinadapi suni chena tarorapi saishnu amanina mandena kirtaniya sada hari. Hare Krishna. Any other comment, correction? Yadghosh Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Govind Ghosh Tirobhav Tithi Mahotsav ki. So please pray for me also. Speaking these words is very easy. And following these words is very difficult. So please pray for me also that I will also follow these words, follow the example of great acharyas.